Stand by for ludicrous speed.
Okay, my dear Greg Saunders.
Gregory.
Eagle looking great. Your go.
Greg Saunders.
Greg Saunders.
Greg Saunders!
Wow. Hey, great.
Good. I got it.
We interrupt this sound file to bring you a terrifying announcement.
Are you aware that you're leaking coolant at an alarming rate?
Show us the skills that have made you a media darling.
Well, I'm glad we got all that out in the open.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Saturday Morning Stateline Show.
I'm fairly certain, Tom, that dogs wonder why we constantly are stealing their poo-poo. My name is Greg. He's Tom. It's your Saturday morning Stateline Show live.
Come up with this stuff
from the Forest City, where we have plenty of dogs all over the place.
I don't. The dog just says, "Hey, thanks for cleaning up my mess."
I know that my dog doesn't think that because I walk my dog in places I don't have to pick it up.
Yeah, that's true.
She's never seen
like the neighbor's yard, right?
There's been an instance where I take it back. I have picked it up a couple times.
Here's our guest for today.
Oh, Coffee with Kathy.
Coffee with Kathy. Yep.
She'll be joining us hopefully shortly. It's Kathy Heitschuh from Riverside Assembly of God Church in Rockford. Got a big event coming up that we want to talk about with her. So looking forward to chatting with Kathy coming up. And if you're just listening, Kathy, it's time to come in. Just go ahead and log in. You're ready to come on in. I can't believe
right. You guys can rant along with the rest of us.
My buddy Blake is already watching the show. Good morning, Blake. Join us on the YouTube. You can see it better over there. We got the Facebook stream going on the phone, which is just me and just the audio. But on the YouTube, it's all of the guests and better video. And Blake's band, Blue Steel, rocked Country Thunder yesterday. I heard that was pretty awesome. I'm kind of bummed I wasn't able to go, but you know, work calls.
Oh, Country Thunder down in Twin Lakes, yes.
Southern Wisconsin.
Yep. Twin Lakes. Back before we were furloughed from the radio station, it was quite the big event. I don't know if we had a presence down there. I'm sure we did. Q98.5 I'm talking about.
Does, right? Yeah. So,
yeah.
I'm sure it was a great crowd down there because Blake was just raving about how awesome it was. They played, I think, in the afternoon yesterday on one of the stages. So,
well, that's pretty cool. I know you've told me about the band several times, and I would like to see them.
Yep, got to go out and see Blue Steel.
Maybe one of these days.
They play a lot of the places around Rockford, especially. So, we have this awesome show set for you for the next hour or so on this 17th day of July, the year 2021, the latest it's ever been
in the history of mankind.
And the big number of the week this week, my friend, is a big number.
Okay.
Big number this week is 7 billion with a B.
That is big.
7 billion with a B. And this week's answer is future or fine. Future or fine. Like a penalty? That kind of fine.
Okay.
Not the other
future
kind of
or fine.
Yes.
Okay.
All right. So we'll give you the answer by the end of the show. And for those keeping score at home, the score is currently 8-7. Tom's got a 1-point lead over our favorite pause volunteer, Joann.
The reigning champion.
She is the reigning champion. That's true. Tom keeps.
I just want a free breakfast. I just want a free breakfast, man.
I got a feeling we're going to be back at Sherry's place in about a month.
All right, sounds good. Like I said, we need to go there once a month at least.
Yeah. It's been a week, man. I had a really interesting week. I know people probably get a little bit sick of me talking about myself, but I think I have an interesting life, Tom. That's.
Well, at least interesting to you. Yeah.
Interesting to me. The life of a realtor, it's not something I ever thought I would do. And it's funny because my first youth leader in church when I got saved back in 1985, he was a realtor. So I kind of saw what his lifestyle was like, and it was just very odd. because he didn't work 9 to 5. You know, my dad was a blue collar worker, and so he left at one time and got home at another time, and it was the same every day. Realtors don't do that at all.
No,
it's a completely different lifestyle. And this last week actually started last Saturday with just a little bit of realtor work, but then I DJ'd for a daycare center picnic.
Oh, wow.
I know, right? I shout out to Taylor's Tots, who had me out to DJ their family party for, thankfully the weather held out. It was kind of overcast all day Saturday last week. And they had Ariel and Spider-Man show up, and that wasn't me. I was just the guy playing music and making noise. But Ariel and Spider-Man showed up from. I'm
a big fan of tater tots.
Taylor.
Oh, okay.
Taylor is her name.
Okay.
But we had a lot of fun doing that on a Saturday afternoon. Nice big picnic for the family and the kids and the families that use Taylor's services there. And I had a couple of interesting closings this week. So shout out as normal to Team Sold on Tony and Keller Williams Realty Signature. Congratulations to Adam on his new house in Oregon, and an anonymous guy who I can't say, but he bought a house here in Rockford. I could veer off on stories about both of these closings because there's interesting stories about both of them, but I'm not going to share that here. Some of the stuff is personal, and I don't want to get into break a personal confidence for different things, but congratulations to both of them on their homes. I know they were really looking forward, each of those guys, to their homes this week. Speaking of new homes, the Rockford Area Association of Realtors. I don't know if I told you about this, Tom, but their office, the building that they occupied for, I don't know, the last 20 years or so, on State Street, right in front of the Target and what used to be Alpine Bank and now a Midland Bank.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I know where it is.
Right across the street from, I think, Smoky Bones.
Yep.
So about 2 years ago, two and a half years ago or so, a company came and said, would you sell your building to the Rockford Area Association of Realtors? And the Realty Association is like, well, we're really not for sale. No. And they said, how about for this much? And they said, okay, sold.
Everybody has a price, right?
Exactly. Someone made an offer that would be foolish to refuse to buy the building. Mm-hmm. So where the Rockford Area Association office was on East State Street, look for that to be leveled soon, and probably a new restaurant to go up there. I haven't heard what or who or why, not sure what it's going to go there, but it's such a prime location that someone just wanted it.
Yeah.
So the new Rockford Area Association of Realtors offices, we ended up buying the Upper Iowa University building over on Tabala.
Okay.
You've probably seen it from the interstate as you're traveling on I-90.
I thought that was on Featherstone or something.
Upper Iowa University, I believe the road is called Tabala. It's behind the Tabala Shrine Center over there. Nice big building. Upper Iowa University had way more classrooms than they really needed anymore because so many of their classes went online and they don't have a lot of in-person classes. So they agreed to sell the building to us, and our association now owns the building and rents back a few rooms back to Upper Iowa University. And they've redone a little over half of the building. It's just really well done. They had an open house this week to celebrate that. Since we couldn't have our Christmas party this last year due to COVID, they had our Christmas in July and a Christmas tree decorating contest out in the parking lot.
Nice.
It was a lot of fun. So, anyway, great time at the Rockford Area Association of Realtors open house this week. Rock Valley College Starlight Theater back in full swing. We talked a little bit about that last week. Gentleman's Guide to Love and Murder is wrapping up. I think their last show is today. And then Wednesday opens Charlie Brown.
Yeah. Charlie Brown. That's what I want to see.
There you go. You got Snoopy on the shirt. Ready?
That's right.
I got to point the right way. Doesn't make sense because
Go the other way. Go the other way.
Snoopy.
Other way.
Snoopy.
No, point the. There you go. I know it looks weird, but that's the right way. That's the correct way to.
Now I'm pointing away from you. Oh my God.
I know. It's weird.
Do you want to text Kathy and make sure she's got the right thing? Because she's not logging in yet, at least
Kathy
to us.
Kathy. Can you text Kathy and ask her if she's
Starlight
okay
Theater's
with all
back
that?
open, rocking and rolling. And this last week, for
Tell her to
those
log
who
in
maybe
anytime.
don't follow the Rock Valley College Starlight Theater on Facebook and such, the one and only Jody Benson was in the audience.
Nice, Little Mermaid.
Ariel, yes, she is. It's her daughter is in the musical Gentleman's Guide and in Charlie Brown.
Oh, that's cool.
So how cool is that? And yeah,
there was a trivia question the other night, and it was what Boylan graduate starred in, and as soon as they said that, Jody Benson. Okay, there you go.
Done.
Yep, done.
Got it. So that was a celebrity sighting at Starlight Theater this week that everyone was excited about. I wasn't there for that night's show. I was there for the night before's show to volunteer with the crew there.
You may not have the answer to this, but what does she do now? Is she still doing stuff, or is she a full-time mom, grandma, whatever? Maybe not grandma, but
well, I'm not sure if the daughter that's in the shows is her oldest or not. I'm sad to say I don't know. So I'm not sure what she's up to these days as far
just
as
wondering if she
performing.
had left, had a life out in New York or something like that, and then just decided to come back for a while, but I don't know. Just curious.
All I know is her daughter's in town for the summer performing at Starlight, and her daughter is an excellent singer. When I first heard her sing, I equated her voice to Julie Andrews, especially Mary Poppins. Just that kind of able to hit the high notes and seem kind of pretty effortless at doing it. Beautiful voice, beautiful gal, and funny play. If you get a chance to see it, Last Chance is Today. Gentleman's Guide to Love and Murder. Check that out. That pretty much wraps up most of my shout outs for this week, except for one more, Tom. And I'm wondering if you're going to be on board with me on this or not. I don't remember us talking about this before. When you were a kid, especially when you were a kid, did you do much playing of wiffle ball?
Oh, absolutely.
Did you?
All the time. Except my brother, being 4 years older than me and always wanting to hurt me, would fire them at me. So he kind of made it unfun. They curve, but he'd manage to hit me in the wrist or the hip or whatever. He liked to do that. So I don't have real fond memories of it when I was playing with him, but otherwise when my buddies and I were playing, oh, absolutely. We got into some epic games.
Yes. And that's kind of my thing too, is when we were kids and I grew up in an awesome neighborhood where I had a bunch of guys my age or very close to my age. A whole bunch of us were in, same classes and same, we played football together and baseball together and basketball together, all that stuff. And my yard was one of the good yards to play wiffle ball in, because we had a detached garage that made a perfect home run goal. If you could hit it over the garage, it was, that was in a home run. And we had a garden in the back, deep center field. So if you hit it over the fence into the garden, that was a home run, because you couldn't run in there to get the ball. You had to be careful. Don't mess up my dad's plants.
Yeah.
And then it was wide open in left field or right field, was completely wide open into the neighbor's backyard. So if you hit it far enough, you're going to get a home run, because it was wide open over there. There are so many wiffle ball leagues, Tom. If you look them up on YouTube, it is so fun.
Yeah.
Yards set up with fences that look professional as all get out, running graphics. They're keeping stats. Yesterday,
that's funny.
I watched a game yesterday between the Cyclones and the Nighthawks, and it's 4-on-4, kind of like you would imagine if each guy bats, and you got 3 fielders and a pitcher. You don't need a catcher because the backstop is the strike zone. They've got one of these PVC things set up where if you hit the target, or if it gets, if it hits the target or gets in the little net thing, it's a strike. It's an obvious strike. So you barely need any, you might need an umpire, just one, just to kind of keep an eye on things, but
yeah,
it's more or less on the honor system, and no need to have an honor system when the strike zone is something that you hit with the ball.
right.
So it's just really cool. If you get a chance, do a little deep dive on YouTube, just look up wiffle and look at all the stuff that comes up.
I'll just try and watch ESPN 8, the Ocho, and see if it's on there.
It should be.
It should be.
It should be. The commentators I was listening to yesterday were okay. I won't say they were great. They were okay. And actually they were some players that I guess they probably take turns when the commentators have to play their game, that someone else does the commentating, but the graphics and everything, and the batting averages and the ERAs and all the stuff, they got all that stuff. It's just, I don't know. It's fun. It was a fun deep dive into all the stuff with
That's
football.
cool. All right, so I got a rant about the NBA. And
what's your rant about the NBA? What's going on with you?
All right, I'm watching the Bucks game, and they did win. The series is 2-2. Game 5 tonight in Phoenix.
Yes.
So we're all good there. Milwaukee's clearly a better team. Clearly a better team. I mean, you've got some really good players. You got Chris Paul. You got Devin Booker, DeAndre Ayton. You've got a lot of good players on Phoenix. Fine, they're a very good team, well coached, but they're not as good as Milwaukee. On paper, Milwaukee's better. On the court, Milwaukee's better. They got more height. They got more rebounding ability. They're a better team. They should win this series. I'm hoping they do. So here's what happened. Devin Booker, who had just went nutso in the third quarter, had 38 points. He was clearly the star of the team for the night. There's 5.5 minutes left in the game. Devin Booker has 5 fouls. 6 and you're gone.
Mm-hmm.
So he's got 5 fouls. Chris Middleton goes to drive the lane. He throws the ball up, and Booker grabs him over his arm, grabs him with his other arm, and pulls him down, knocking him down on the floor. The ball pops up in the air. Giannis Antetokounmpo grabs it out of midair and slams it home. Crowd goes crazy. 2 points for Milwaukee. The significant part of that is no foul call.
Yeah.
No foul. And Devin Booker wasn't a ticky-tack foul. He was intentionally fouling him so that Chris Middleton didn't get an easy layup. It was as obvious as anything. There's a ref standing right there. There's another ref over here. How do you not call it? Now, here's my problem. This is the source of my rant. Fine, the Bucks won. It's all good. And I'm not saying that it's fixed. I don't think it's fixed at all. But at some point, I think the refs are a little scared to foul out somebody like a Devin Booker. I mean, this guy has been the heart and soul of the team all game and all series. The guy's very good. He's an NBA star. They didn't want to foul him out, because what happened is after the Bucks tied it up on that, the Phoenix comes back down, takes the lead on a Devin Booker shot. So that shot shouldn't even have been in there. Shouldn't even have counted. He should have been gone. And then Phoenix needs to make their adjustments. My problem is this: you are paid to do a job. Do your job. It happens in the NFL. It happens in not so much Major League Baseball, not so much hockey. It's basketball and football are the ones that it happens most in. And this one was just so blatantly obvious. And even Mike Breen, and an announcer is not supposed to make comments like that. He says, "Oh my God, where was the foul on that one?" and it's like, wow. He's right.
Watching something else there for a minute.
He's right. But I mean, it was so obvious. And Mike Budenholzer, the Bucks coach, is out on the court, arms open wide. What are you doing? What? Come on. And then Devin Booker proceeded to get his 7th foul about 2 minutes later. And it just my problem is I put my heart and soul into watching sports. I've been watching sports for most of my life. I mean, we're talking 50 years plus, and as far back as I can remember watching it. And every year it seems like my heart gets broken. And there was no reason. If the Bucks would have lost this game, I would have been done forever. I swear to you.
Right.
I would have. But they did win 109-103. It was a good game. But a hard-fought game. But when you're fighting up against refs, and when you're fighting up against a crowd, or you're fighting up, it's it breaks my heart, and I'm tired of all that. So that's one of the main reasons why I've stopped watching sports as fervently as I have in the past. I just wanted to throw that out there.
It does seem to me that the NBA, especially the NBA finals over the years, that the refs do try to let them play more than they normally do.
And I'm okay with that as long as it's fair for both.
Yeah.
The biggest problem is that was not a play where you let them play.
No,
that was clearly a foul. Devin Booker was trying to foul. That was the whole point. He was basically saying, you know what? I don't want him to get this easy layup. I'm going to just foul him and I'll get out of the game. I don't care. Maybe he didn't even think it through, but he was clearly fouling him. He grabbed him and pulled him down. I mean, wow.
That's not how this works, Booker.
I've seen fouls called when the guy is this far away. He's a foot and a half away, and you can clearly see he didn't touch anything or he got all ball. So it's very, very subjective.
I would think, in my opinion, I would think NBA referee might be the toughest of the big three sports to be an official.
No question. No.
Baseball's a little cut and dry. Baseball might be the easiest, although there's a lot of different rules you got to know.
No,
Football
baseball
can be tough, especially when it comes to pass interference and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But
well, again, that's subjective too. But no, I think baseball is toughest because you got those bang bang plays, and 99 times out of 100, those umps are correct. They're right on it.
You're right. That is amazing how they.
And when they got a hand that's touching home plate, and the hand hits, and then the tag, that is so bang bang, just like that. I think baseball umping is not only the best, but it's also the toughest job. That's what I think. And then I think NFL is probably the easiest because
there's
the
holding
play
every play. You just got to decide if you want to call it or not.
15 seconds later, the refs get a break.
Right?
You get about 80 to 90 plays in an NFL game, maybe 100 plays in an NFL game. So
it's always boggled my brain when they show the replays of a close play at first base and how many times the ump actually gets it right.
You know why? Because they're listening. That's what they're doing. They're not, you can't watch the foot and the glove and the thing. What you're you're looking at the foot and you're listening for the snap of the ball into the glove. That's how they do it. So you can see, you hear the snap of the glove and then the foot hits, he's out. You see the foot hit and then you hear the snap of the glove, he's safe. It actually is, there's a system to it, and that's what makes it somewhat doable.
You got to have
still have to have good vision, good hearing. You don't see many umpires wearing glasses.
As often as you hear fans yell at them to wear them, it's not, you don't see too many umpires wearing glasses. Kudos to them. I'm not sure we're going to get our guest here. We're already, 25 minutes in. So
yeah, I don't know what's going on.
But we do want to give a shout out to Kathy Heichu and the folks over at Riverside Assembly of God Church. They've got a big thing coming up with backpacks. I don't have the information about the backpack giveaway. I do know this week they've got a summer revival week kicking off tomorrow night, 6:30 each night, tomorrow night through the 23rd. And then the second annual back to school bash is July 24th, where they're giving away the backpacks to the first 200 people. 4242 West Riverside Boulevard in Rockford is the place. Riverside Assembly of God. That's cool.
These are nice backpacks. They're very nice, and they're filled with pens, pencils, erasers, all kinds of good stuff. These are nice backpacks.
All the stuff
we've done this before. We did it last year as well.
Awesome. All right. Well, if Joann's in, she just isn't on yet. So feel free to jump in, Joann. We've got some information to share. There she is.
Good morning.
Good morning.
The word is, I think she's got connectivity issues. She is up in the Dells.
Okay, up in the Dells. That makes sense.
She's in Branson.
Branson. That's even farther away.
Yeah.
All right.
Is it your special guest?
Yeah. Didn't make the connection, so that's okay.
Oh,
give her the plug in.
So you're stuck with me.
What do you think? Do I go with the backdrop or should I go with the outline instead? Is this too freaky?
It's weird. It's a floating head again.
Should I go with the TV instead? And that doesn't help. I got to get rid of the backdrop. There we go. All right. Well, we'll just use the.
You have to wear a different color shirt.
I gotta. It's all about the lighting, Joann. It's funny enough. It's all about the lighting. Yeah, I mean the shirt does matter. Don't get me wrong, but I still.
Because your shirt kind of blended in with the background.
Yeah, if I was wearing a dark shirt closer to that color blue, that would really be messed up.
Yeah, it would be a floating head.
All right, that's okay. Well, speaking of waste, what food do Americans waste more than any other food? I'll give you a minute to think about that while I go over our Saturday morning Stateline show, SMS news for this week. BA Salon in McChesney Park. They are going to be the hosts for the upcoming in-crowd networking, freeform networking meeting coming up on July 29th. So BA Salon, McChesney Park, July 29th. Be there. We'll catch up with John Berlin next week with more details on what's happening with in-crowd this month. A shout out to the Kiwanis Club of Rockford. They have awarded Mosaic of Rockford a grant of $10,000. This money will be used to support and enhance independent living by renovating a main bathroom in one of the Mosaic's residential homes. They need to make that compliant with ADA standards, and that'll really help the folks there or live there with a little more autonomy, being able to do some things themselves. This gift brings Mosaic halfway to their goal for this special project. If you can help out, check out Mosaic in Rockford. They would very much appreciate any donations. Speaking of home renovations, this pandemic, of course, spawned a lot of drive to spruce up people's homes, and that desire is continuing. Half of U.S. homeowners recently surveyed say they plan to spend more on home improvements this year than they did last year. This, according to the BMO Real Financial Progress Index. That's a quarterly indicator measuring consumer sentiment about finances. This one's more for me and you, Tom. Got a survey about household chores. Household chores, it's been found, is a better way to woo a woman than giving her chocolate or flowers.
I agree with that.
Do a little chores, and there's actually a word for it. Pardon my riskiness, but the word is chore play. Yeah, that's right. It rhymes with something else.
Yeah.
The survey said half of all females surveyed said helping around the house was the best way to their heart. They admit to be more impressed if their partner did the ironing rather than taking them for a weekend away or a romantic candlelit dinner. Not that anybody does any ironing anymore. I know I certainly don't, but just cleaning around the house. That's where it's at, kids. That's where it's at. Wow. All right. A couple more things here. Have you ever eaten ostrich or alligator jerky?
No.
Okay, then you probably also have never had earthworm jerky.
Oh God.
That sounds terrible, doesn't it? It's a real thing. You can buy it on Amazon. The product description is pretty basic. Unique, edible, good source of protein. Before we get to the wasting food, can you remember the strangest food you've ever tried before? I tried alligator.
That's a toughie because I don't eat a lot of oddball stuff. I won't. Venison probably for me, the most outside the box. Or maybe Euro lamb meat. Okay. Maybe that's probably the most outside the box.
It's not very adventurous, Tom. You got to admit.
I think I ate dirt once when I was a kid.
Oh, I've eaten plenty of
dirt. Or last week. I don't know.
When we were kids, we ate dog food.
Oh, yeah.
Because we wanted to find out why the dog was so excited by it. So my brother and I ate dog food. The Purina dog pellets.
It's just.
I didn't get it.
No.
I had a dog biscuit once.
I tried alligator.
Petco told me to try one, and I actually did. She said, it's just like a cookie. No, it's not like a cookie.
There's no sugar in this. No, it's not a cookie. Wisconsin State Fair is a great place to try new foods. And I had alligator on a stick once there, which was basically just like chicken. I mean, it's the running joke, but it's true. Snake or alligator, or I think even shark.
Wow.
There's not much different from chicken, really too much different anyway. So
I ordered frog legs one time.
Oh yeah.
But I couldn't eat them.
No?
My date was hopping the whole time. After I said I wanted to try them, and he hopped the whole time before my meal was served, and it made me sick to my stomach.
Ladies and gentlemen, Joann Stewart, your stand-up comedian for the week.
Were you? Okay, maybe I'm confused. Were you dating a frog, or was it just some guy being funny?
He was trying to be funny.
Okay.
And I was in Wisconsin at a supper club, and I ordered frog legs. And he later became my husband, so I didn't learn. But now he's my ex, so then I did learn something. But yeah, I ordered frog legs, and he hopped until my my entree was served.
Oh, you're
wow!
awesome.
It's a good thing you didn't order the kangaroo. He might have kicked you. Wow!
Ouch! All right, quick some randoms here before we get to that question about wasting food. You've heard about
I got my answer.
You got your answer. Have you heard about shrinkflation? Apparently, this is a word. The price of a product stays the same, but the portions get smaller.
Oh my goodness, that drives me nuts.
It's happened again recently, apparently, with Cheerios and Cocoa Puffs. Cereals are pretty notorious for this. You get
bags of chips. Bags of chips used to be 16-ounce bags. Now they're like 14.75 ounces.
Yeah.
Or what? Drives me nuts. It's not a pound of chips anymore.
The bags are the same size. The boxes are the same size, but what's inside them?
So the price is also the same.
Yeah.
The price is going
you're
up.
getting less.
Yeah. Instead of raising their prices, they're giving you less. And that might not be a terrible thing, but it's not really cool either. Back to school spending. Back to school spending for kindergarten through 12th grade this year projected to hit $32.5 billion, a 16% rise from last year, about $612 per child in the U.S., according to Deloitte. Yeah, it's a big number, but it's not the big number of the week. According to a study, we truly master the art of barbecuing by the age of 38. Do you feel like the master of the barbecue? Are you a good barbecue, Tom?
No, not really.
Not really.
I can throw burgers on the grill or whatever. And usually it's Kathy that takes care of most of that. She's kind of the barbecuer. I don't care. I'm indifferent. I'll clean the house. She'll do the cooking or, the grilling outside. It's weird, but it's okay. It works.
I haven't grilled for a long, long time. Our grill died a few years ago and I haven't bought a new one, but I always felt like I was pretty good at it. I didn't burn a lot of stuff. Trying to get it to be that's, so it's not turns into a charcoal briquette or completely pink in the middle. That's kind of a challenge, right? So
yeah,
by the age of 38, apparently most people have it down. Scientists at Clemson. Oh, here we go. More food stuff this week. Scientists at Clemson found that bacteria was transferred from tabletops and floors to food within 5 seconds, which means the 5-second rule is not an accurate guide when it comes to.
I thought it was a 3-second rule.
Well, I don't.
We always said 3-second rule.
5 seconds gives you 2 more seconds, and I'm good.
Yep.
I usually operate on the 5-minute rule, or maybe even the 5-day rule. If it's a candy bar that fell behind the couch, even if it's exposed, if it's
How many dogs do you have?
Wow.
Because there is still food on my floor.
No, food doesn't.
Yeah, that's true.
It's on his floor.
That's true. Come here, Knox. Come here.
There's no way.
I bet you had at least 2 dogs.
Well, I got 2. I do.
Okay. There is no food on your floor.
Oh, this guy right here, Knox, he has become the new grub hound. Milton, the one who passed away about 6 or 7 weeks ago, he was the grub hound. This guy's taken over. I drop something on the floor, boom, he's on it.
They hear it drop.
They do.
They can hear it drop from your hand.
Hey, Greg, go back to the one you said a second ago about the grill master thing, 38. By the time you're 38, you're a master grill person. How would that work for a doctor? Well, by the time he's 38, he's going to be a good doctor. I mean, come on. I don't think so.
There's probably some truth to that.
Yeah, maybe so.
Probably some
He's
truth to that.
working up to it.
Yeah, the best doctors are probably, 38 to 52. It's just something like that.
Probably.
Yeah. Anyway, don't follow the 5-second rule. It's not a good rule.
Oh yeah, but my floor is clean. I mean, come on now.
Speaking of Tom's dogs, if you want to turn the clock 10 years, get a dog. Researchers found dogs make us more active, help us feel 10 years younger, and dog owners have lower levels of depression. So thank you, dogs. We love our dogs.
That dog you just saw, he's a great dog. He is a wonderful dog. His name is Knox because my son got him from either Knoxville, Tennessee or Fort Knox, Kentucky, maybe. I don't know.
One of those places.
Tennessee, Knoxville, Tennessee. That's where it was.
Knox is awesome. Last thing for the shout out for randoms this week. This might blow your mind, or maybe you don't care. The International Space Station. It is closer to Earth than New York City is to Boston.
Wow.
The International Space Station is closer to the Earth than New York City is to Boston, and it's up there in space and floating around the planet.
Well, this is, I can see that because we kind of, space isn't like 100,000 miles away. I mean, it is, but it's
like 100
to get it to the outer layer. It's like what?
It's like 100 miles or something like that.
Right. Because it's just getting to the outer layer. Once you pass through the gravity, gravitational pull, you're in space.
Yep.
So that's all it has to be. So it can float out there.
Kind of
right there. That is interesting. You could have said the same thing, Rockford to Chicago, probably,
Right. Pretty close anyway. Americans waste more of this type of food than any other. What food do Americans waste more than any other? And when you hear the answer,
say, oh, can I guess? Should we guess?
Yeah, I want you to guess, but when you hear the answer, you're gonna be like, duh. It's one of those duh.
Are we guessing at the same time?
This isn't for points, so we're not giving you
no
points.
points. I was gonna say milk.
Oh, that's a good guess. I was gonna say potatoes.
It's an edible food that I don't know if you guys buy very often. We usually buy them probably every other week or every 3 weeks or so.
Grapes.
You're closer. It's in the fruit category.
Okay.
Bananas.
It is the banana.
Oh.
Yeah.
No one's making banana bread?
Apparently not. That's what you're supposed to do.
Because I thought that when they got a little overripe, you made banana bread.
That's what you're doing.
Tom, I know, has a box turtle. Box turtles love bananas.
No wasting of a banana here.
There you go. Does the box turtle eat the peels?
No.
Just the banana. Okay.
I'm not a bear.
Bananas. That's because they get ripe too fast.
They ripe, yeah. And my understanding has always been that once your bananas get to the ripeness you want, you're supposed to break them apart and keep them separate of each other. Because when they're in a bunch, they share the same whatever the stuff that comes off of them, the whatever, I forget what the gas is called or whatever. It encourages them,
causes them to overripe.
Yeah. So if you want to keep your bananas longer, right when they're about to get to that point where they're perfectly ripe, separate them and keep them apart. If you hang them all in a bunch, they'll ripen faster. You separate them, they'll ripen slower. Little pro tip. I think that's the truth, but I'm not sure. I think it is. Anyway, I'm going to be eating my banana here soon enough. This is going to be breakfast for me today, along with some donuts.
Nice.
I want to also thank Pause for the thank you card. Pause is awesome. Little thank you to us, Tom, for being a part of their golf play day.
That was fun. That was fun.
They sent out a nice card there. So,
and by the way, Greg,
thank you for golfing.
Yeah.
Oh, we had a great time. I went golfing yesterday, Greg. I told you I golfed worse than I did a month ago, having not golfed for 2 years. I actually had some good drives. I was tired. I was sore, and I'm so sore right now. That was part of it. I couldn't get a good hit on a ball if I tried. I got a few good hits, and that was it. Yeah. If we were playing best ball, they'd used maybe one of my shots, maybe.
We used a bunch of your shots when we were golfing, so you were hitting.
I actually had a fairly decent day.
Yeah,
I did.
Well, hopefully you'll be better when we go out and golf. We'll get out and golf at some point here.
Well, I want to go, you and I, in the next couple of weeks, maybe a month or something like that, but only 9 holes. Let's go Sinisippi.
I was just going to say, every time I've driven by Sinisippi in the last few weeks, the course has been busy. Kudos to everybody who's been golfing Sinisippi and letting them know that they're, we appreciate them. Because for a while there, it was kind of dead and they almost shut it down. So very, very
they
cool.
were contemplating shutting it down 2 years ago. And then some people gathered and said, okay, we're going to keep it open another year. Then COVID hit. And I think it did open up last year for a short while. Now we're back to pretty much full swing.
Yeah. Pun intended. All right.
Yeah. That's good.
I did catch that.
All righty. Well, we have a little time left to go through a little tour of pause if we want to do that this week. Or is there anything else you want to share, Joann?
No, it's kind of quiet here after last week with the 10 dogs they brought in, so it's a little quieter. So we can look at some of the pretties. This is Elias. Elias is going to be fed. Beautiful cat.
Looks almost like a raccoon.
Kind of long-haired, a little longer hair. We've had Juilliard as our pet of the week before. She says, hello. This is Jessie. And here's my favorite, a tortoise shell. This is Scarlet. She's a pretty cat. We'll go around the corner and see some kittens.
We already did.
There's a couple of tuxedo, the black and white.
Got a whole container full of tuxedo cats.
This is the pet of the week. I put in Lulu, another tortie. They're all saying hello today. Catnip. No wonder I couldn't. This is Catnip. Catnip. No name on this one. Oh, Aya. There's another pretty cat. This is Moo. We're getting kind of crazy with the names.
Oh, that's cool though. No, because it looks like a Holstein cow.
Well, I get it now. Okay. Yeah. I was missing that. And then we have some more of the younger kittens. Look at this face.
Oh, little adorable.
I actually had a friend who adopted a cat from Paws that came in with a broken leg. And then it ended up to have some other serious injuries, but Paws took care of all those. It had a hernia that kind of messed up its insides. So,
wow.
But I mean, Paws, this one looks a little not happy. This is Faith, but she doesn't look like she has too much faith right now.
Hang in there, Faith.
And then we've got a whole line of kittens. It's like, let me out. There's sisters.
What would happen if you let them all out at once and just let them all roam around?
Wouldn't that be a riot?
It would be. That'd be so cool.
Just really some cute kittens. Oh, there's one up there. They kind of look the same as the one in the, I don't know if they're brothers and sisters. Because the one here, where is he? Looks similar to the one in this one.
They're so adorable.
Just really sweet kittens. And I thought we had, I'm sorry. I thought, look at this orange group. Is the door open?
Yeah. You want me to open?
No, that's fine. I just was asking. That's kind of our shelter for today.
Awesome. Well, plenty of cats.
And
Pause.
I think check out on the Facebook page if you're interested in the dogs. I think most of them are pictured.
Looks like Kathy might be getting in after all, Tom. She must have found a good hot spot.
Good.
We'll see if she's able to connect.
All right. It looks like
we've got time for you, Kathy, and I think we can hear you. We just can't see you. Are you there, Kathy?
I am here.
Hi, Kathy.
Hey,
Hey, look at
Kathy,
that.
how
This
are you?
video, we see somebody's ceiling.
Let's see.
We can see your ceiling and a wisp of your hair.
Morning.
All right, tech girl, come on now.
Are you using a laptop or a phone?
No, I'm using my phone, but this I'm having some good morning.
There she is.
There we are.
Yes, good morning, guys. Hey everybody.
Welcome,
Coffee
welcome,
with
welcome.
Kathy.
Yes, it is.
I'm high up a mountain, so look at
Coffee
that.
with Kathy. There you
Coffee
go.
with
See?
Kathy.
That's right.
Well, I'm glad you caught us before the show's over so we can give you a little update on what you're doing with all these backpacks next weekend.
Okay, yes, we're so excited. We're having our back to school bash, a big family fun day. We're going to do it from 2 to 4 next Saturday. We've got 200 backpacks just full of school supplies and all kind of food. We're actually trying to get our food pantry open so that we can also give away boxes of food to everybody that's able to attend. So we're super excited about that.
This is Kathy Heitschuh from
Kathy Heitschuh
out at the Riverside Assembly of God Church out on West Riverside Boulevard. And you guys have done this summer bash here before, right? This is not new.
Right. This is our second annual. We'll always do this every year. Our second annual back to school bash. We just really want to bless our community, just pour some support into our community. And, whether you need a backpack or not, we just encourage everybody to come and play and have a lot of fun. Everything is free. We feed everybody lunch for free and give away the backpacks, give away boxes of food, and just bless the community.
So July 24th is 1 week from today. No. Yes.
Yeah, today's the 17th.
1 week from today.
Saturday.
So
that's right.
Saturday the 24th, 2 to 4 p.m. at 4242 West Riverside Boulevard in Rockford. Don't have to be a member of the church to join in.
That's right. Anybody can come. Everybody is welcome.
Awesome. How long have you guys been at the church now, Kathy?
Now, we've only been there just 1.5 years. We moved up from Florida. The Lord called us to come to Illinois from Florida on the ocean, if you can believe that. Amen.
You'd be surprised how many people from the Northern Illinois Stateline area move to places like Florida and Arizona, and then after a couple of years go, you know what? I miss family and it's too hot here.
I think most people miss the 4 seasons. I think that's what it is.
I do.
I know. Kathy, you're the one praying for snow all the time. It's the running joke. We all get on her for praying for snow. Every time we have 6 to 8 inches of snow, we all look at her and,
I can do it just one season. I don't need the other 3. Snow is fine with me.
That's awesome.
Well, that's from your time in Canada, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Well, you guys are doing a wonderful ministry there at Riverside Assembly of God Church. I know besides this whole backpack giveaway next Saturday, there's a lot going on this week.
This week we're doing our summer revival. We start tomorrow, and then every night this week coming up at 6:30 p.m. we're going to be in revival. So we're contending for the things of God, contending for the miracles to happen, and we're going after God. Amen. It's called On to Glory. You can find out more about it on our website.
All right, check out riversiderockford.com. That's an easy one to remember.
It's so easy.
riversiderockford.com. So I'm so glad you were able to connect with us, Kathy. I hope you have a wonderful week. And
yeah, thanks for having me on, guys. I appreciate it.
Yes.
Before you leave, go ahead, Greg, but I got one thing I want to say before she leaves.
Go ahead, Tom.
Well, I wanted to explain, this is not Riverside Community Church out on
North
Second,
yeah,
which is ironically kind of on the river. So both have a claim for Riverside. But a lot of people will say, "Oh, I know where that is. That's out there on North Second, past the Ambrose Christmas store." No, it's not.
That's true. That's true.
We're over by the Walmart on Owen Center and Riverside, just a little bit past, just a little west of that. So
that's right.
I just like to clarify that, because somebody's going to be showing up there looking for backpacks and they're going to be disappointed. So.
You're right.
Thanks, Tom.
That's another beautiful congregation that's on the river. This congregation
it's a beautiful church and everything else, but they're not giving away backpacks. We are.
On this Saturday. That's right.
That's right.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Kathy. A couple other quick shout outs too for all the great things happening this week. Kenrock Community Center has a big sports cards and memorabilia event today. I know at one point Tom liked sports cards. We all did as kids.
I did until the adults got involved in it and ruined it.
9 to 3 today. Kenrock Community at their thrift shop sports card memorabilia show over there on Adams Street, which is off 11th Street here in Rockford. 9 to 3, absolutely free today. There's free self-guided hikes and Saturday activities at the Seth B. Atwood Park in New Milford School Road. That's a great place to take the kids. Every Saturday from 10 to 2, the Atwood Center is open to the public. And at 1 o'clock, they feed the birds of prey. Watch them eat.
Ooh.
Yeah, that could be kind of gross too, but shield your eyes. No. Saturday fun day over at Lockwood Park. They've got all these things going on over there. Saturdays from 10 to 4. The studio has Grimm presented at the Rockford University Clark Arts Center today. Tickets for that are $13, but I hear this play is really fun. A Grimm, a mixed up musical adventure presented by the studio of Rockford. Wood Song Concert Series, Clem Arboretum tomorrow has Danielle Jure, Juhre, Danielle Jure, Rockford's own American songwriter and awesome vocalist. If you haven't heard, she was on with Riley and Joe on WROK numerous times. Girl can sing. She's amazing. She's out of Clem tomorrow at 6. And then the Oregon Trail in real life is happening at Midway Village Museum. That's tomorrow from 6 to 9 p.m., an evening thing on a Sunday at Midway Village Museum. $12 per person is the cost for that. So lots of different things you can do with the family this weekend. Any final shout outs, Tom and Joann?
Big number.
Big number of the week this week is
Tom wants to win.
7 billion. 7 billion. And the answer is future or fine. What is your guess? Future or fine? 3, 2, 1, go.
Fine.
I wish it was right on, but it's actually wrong. No, fine is not the answer.
The sad thing is future is what I had circled. I was going to go with future, and then I changed it up at the last minute.
So the space industry is taking off. You all heard about it in the news. Space startups raised $7 billion last year, double what they raised in 2018. Space customers right now mainly consist of governments and companies paying to launch satellites, cargo, astronauts into space. But in the not too distant future, commercial space tourists heading up into space, they could be there could be space colonizers on the moon or maybe even Mars. Have you seen Elon Musk's Martian vision? He wants to be colonizing Mars. No joke. BMW and Volkswagen, they got fined $1 billion for colluding to avoid building greener car technology. Yeah. So if you're BMW and Volkswagen and you got fined by the governments where you're building your cars, don't you just pick up and move? I'm gonna go build my cars somewhere else. I'm going to find me $1 billion here. I'm going to take my tax money somewhere else.
That's right. It'll only cost $100 million to build a new plant.
Something like that.
So I'll save $900 million.
There you go. Well, the score remains 8-7. Tom with 1 point.
All right.
All right.
Breakfast is prolonged.
At least 2 weeks, if not 3.
At least a couple.
Yeah.
All right,
It'll be
friends.
August before we go out to eat.
You know you change the world when you help one person, so be a blessing to someone this week, and we'll try to do the same. Tom, Joann, have an awesome week.
You too.
Thank you, everybody.
Bye, guys. Let me know when you can go golfing, Greg.
We will go golfing soon. Mississippi, here we come.
All right. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Where's the share screen? There's the share screen.